Hello students. So with the last class we completed all the textbook exercise problems from the chapter polynomial. So in today's class let us solve few more additional problems and we will wind up the chapter, and from next class we will move on to the next chapter. Right? Let us see the first question. These kinds of problems you can face in your question paper. So you have to understand, but the concepts are same. If you are thorough with the concepts, you can easily solve these kinds of problem. First question, if alpha and beta are zeros of the polynomial f of x is equals to x square minus x minus k, such that, the symbol means what? Such that alpha minus beta is equals to 9, find k. So they have given you a polynomial and the relation between the roots, one relation alpha minus beta is equals to 9 is given. They asked you to find what is your k. So first, from the given polynomial, state all the known relations. What are the relations you know? Based on the zeros and the coefficients, you can find what is alpha plus beta and you can write what is alpha beta. Right? So first state those two relations and then try to solve for k. Okay, let us proceed with the problem now. So now let us see how we can solve this problem. So as usual, the same procedure. First write what is a, b, c. We know a is a coefficient of x square, b is a coefficient of x and c is the constant term. Find what is alpha plus beta. What is alpha plus beta? Minus b by a. So minus is there in the formula and the value of b is minus 1 divided by a, which is plus 1. And alpha beta is c by a, so minus k by 1. Actually our aim is to find k. If you see this relation alpha beta is equal to minus k, both alpha and beta are unknown values. So with that we cannot find the value of k. So what we are going to do is, we are going to use the clue which is given in the question. Alpha minus beta is 9. So now we have three equations. So try to solve these three equations to find the value of k. Right? Whenever you have sum and difference of two terms, you try to add those two equations so that one term will get cancelled, you will get to the value of the other unknown value. So this is the procedure. Whenever and wherever, which type of problem you come across, if you have two equations with sum and difference of two same values, try to add those two equations, then automatically one variable will get cancelled so that you can obtain the value of the other variable. Right? Hope you understand. Now we are going to do the same procedure here. We are going to add the first and the third equation. First and the third equation. So alpha plus beta is equals to 1, alpha minus beta is 9. So if we add, what will happen? Plus beta and minus beta will get cancelled. Alpha plus alpha will become 2 alpha and 9 plus 1 will become 10. From this we found what is our alpha. Once you know the value of alpha, substitute in any one of these two equations to obtain the value of beta. How will you obtain the value of beta? Alpha is 5, so beta is equals to 1. Bring this 5 to the other side, so it will become 1 minus 5, so it is minus 4. So the value of beta is minus 4. Now we found the values of alpha and beta, but our aim is not to find the zeros, our aim is to find the value k. So you may come across problems of this kind also. Instead of giving unknown value, they may give some known values here and they will give alpha minus beta is some value. They may ask you to find the two zeros of the given polynomial. In that case, what you should do? State the known relations and try to solve for alpha and beta like this. So with this the problem will get solved. Yes, understood what am I telling? So you may get problems of this kind also. They may give any one relation between the zeros and they may ask you to find the actual zeros of the polynomial. This is what we are going to do with the further problems as well. So they may give any relation between the zeros and they may ask you to find the actual zeros, right? So but here our aim is to find the unknown value. So what are we going to do now? We are going to substitute the value of alpha and beta in the second equation to find what is k. So alpha is 5, beta is minus 4, which is equals to minus k. So 5 4s are 20, minus 20 equal to minus k, minus minus will get cancelled, so the value of k is 20, right? Now let us see the next question. If m and n are the zeros of the polynomial 3x square plus 11x minus 4, find the value of m by n plus n by m. Don't expect always your denotation to be alpha and beta. They may denote by their own values, right? So here they have denoted the zeros by m and n. So they asked you to find m by n plus n by m. The same problem you may get with alpha and beta denotation also. So you should not look different. It will be alpha by beta plus beta by alpha. Even then the procedure is same, right? So as usual, first list out what is A, B, C. A is coefficient of x square, so 3, B is 11, C is minus 4. Then write what is sum of the roots, product of the roots. What is sum of the roots? Here I am going to write it as m plus n, because in the question it is m plus n only, right? M and n are the zeros. So sum of the roots is minus b by a, which is minus 11 by 3. Then product of the roots, mn is c by a, which is minus 4 by 3, right? Keep it aside. Now they asked you to find m by n plus n by m. So take LCM, you will get mn. Now cross multiply it, m into m, it will become m square plus n into n square. This only will take LCM, right? So mn I have taken LCM. So m into m square plus n into n square. Now which is equals to, we know the value for mn here. But for m square and n square, we don't have value. Whether m square plus n square is same as m plus n the whole square? Is these two values are same? No, these two values are not same. M plus n the whole square is not equal to m square plus n square, because you know the identity, right? What is a plus b the whole square? A plus b the whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab, right? A plus b the whole square is not equal to a square plus b square alone. It has another term 2ab, right? So we cannot write m square plus n square as minus 11 by 3 the whole square, because both are not same. Then how can you write m square plus n square? From this identity, a square plus b square is nothing but a plus b the whole square minus 2ab. Bring this 2ab to the other side, which is equals to a square plus b square. So a square plus b square I can write it as a plus b the whole square minus 2ab. So m square plus n square I can write it as m plus n the whole square minus 2mn divided by mn, right? So which is equals to, what is now m plus n value we have, mn value we have. So substitute all the values and solve it. So always you should know a square plus b square is nothing but a plus b the whole square minus 2ab, because we know the value for a plus b and ab only. You should know all these things in fingertip, then only you can solve the problems. Now m plus n, what is the value for m plus n here? Minus 11 by 3 the whole square minus 2 into, what is the mn value? Minus 4 by 3 divided by mn value is minus 4 by 3, which is equals to, so what we did here, we substituted the values for m plus n and mn. M plus n is minus 11 by 3 the whole square minus 2 into minus 4 by 3 divided by minus 4 by 3. Now solve it. Minus into minus, when you square it, it will become plus. 11 square is 121 divided by 3 square is 9. Then minus into minus, it will become plus. 2 fours are 8 by 3. Many will make mistake. Still people are making mistake with this type of calculation. When you multiply a fraction with a whole number, this whole number should be multiplied only with the numerator. Many are still multiplying with numerator as well as with the denominator. 2 fours are 8 divided by 2 threes are 6 and they are doing. It's wrong. When you are, keep it in your mind, when you are multiplying a whole number with a fraction, this number should be multiplied only with the numerator, not with the denominator. So this will become plus 2 fours are 8 by 3, right? Divided by minus 4 by 3. Now take LCM, 9 is your LCM, so 121 plus, here 3 is the denominator but our LCM is 9, so we need to multiply the numerator by 3. Then only it will become 9. So 8 3s are 24 divided by minus 4 by 3. Now add the numerators. 121 plus 24 is 145 divided by 9. The whole divided by minus 4 by 3. When you have division, what we will do? We will put multiplication sign and we will reciprocate this, right? So 145 by 9, yes or no? Hope you know. So we will put multiplication sign and minus 4 by 3 will become minus 3 by 4. Now cancel it. 3 3s are, and remaining numbers we cannot cancel it. We cannot make it into shorter form further. So just write the answer as it is. Numerator, if you multiply plus into minus, it will become minus. 145 into 1 is 145 divided by 3 4s are 12. So the answer for m by n plus n by m is minus 145 by 12. So far we have solved two types of problems where they have given you some relation of the zeros and they asked you to find some other relation between the zeros. So the procedure is same. What you should do? First list out the values of a, b, c from the given polynomial. Then write what is sum of the roots, what is product of the roots. This is the first step for any problem of this kind. First list out a, b, c, then write what is sum of the roots, product of the roots. Then move on to the question. Whatever they asked you to find out, try to resolve it and bring it to the form of a plus b and ab. I mean, bring it to the form of sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Then only you can substitute the values. Then simplify it and get the answer. This is what the procedure to solve problems of this kind, right? Hope you understood. Now look at the next question. It is also of the same kind. If the sum of the zeros of the quadratic polynomial is equal to twice their product, find the value of k. What is given? Sum of the zeros is twice their product, is equal to twice their product. So what does it mean? Sum of the zeros means alpha plus beta. This means equal to twice their product. So 2 times alpha beta. So this is what the relation given in the question. So using this relation and using the values of a, b, c, we can find what is alpha plus beta and what is alpha beta, right, from the given polynomial. Substitute the values here and find the value of k, right. So will you do it? Now let us see how to solve this problem. So after this we have taken the values of a, b and c. While taking the value of c, be careful, you should not write minus 3 alone. Minus 3k is the constant term here. So the entire minus 3k will be the value of c. Now find what is alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Alpha beta is c by a, so minus 3k by k will get cancelled, it will become just minus 3. Now after finding the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta, substitute in the relation what is given in the question. So you can find what is your k. This is just a cancellation part. Minus and minus will get cancelled, 2 will get cancelled. So we got 1 by k equal to 3. We need k, so bring this k to this side and 3 to this side. So k is equals to 1 by 3, right? If you see the next question, if zeros of the polynomial are alpha and 2 by alpha, find the value of a. Here the question is a little bit different. Instead of giving alpha and beta, they have given the other root also in terms of alpha only. So normally what we will write alpha plus beta. So here you should write alpha plus 2 by alpha. So in the place of beta, we should take it as 2 by alpha. But the relations are same. What is the relation for alpha plus beta? Minus b by a. So it will become minus 4 by 1. What is alpha beta? C by a, 2a. Here the constant is 2a. Now using this relation, you have to find what is your a. Now let us try solving this problem. Now see, we got the answer easily for this problem, but the procedure is same. First list out what is a, b, c, a1, b4, c2a. Then find what is alpha plus beta, but in the place of beta, we are going to put 2 by alpha. Minus b by a, which is minus 4 by 1. So alpha plus 2 by alpha is minus 4. Then find what is alpha beta, which is alpha into 2 by alpha, which is equals to c by a. C by a is nothing but 2a by 1. Now alpha will get cancelled. So we got 2 is equals to 2a. Since the denominator is 1, I avoided. So 2 will get cancelled. So the value of a is 1. There is no need of sum of the roots itself. But always maintain the procedure, or else you will get confused and you don't know which problem we should start with product of the roots, for which problem we should start with sum of the roots. Likewise, you will get many questions. So don't confuse yourself. The procedure is same. Whenever you get a question of this kind, first list out the values of a, b, c, start with the sum of the roots, then find product of the roots, then go ahead with the clues which is given in the question. If you don't want to use, without using the sum of the roots, if you get the answer, then it is well and good. Thus we obtained the answer for this problem, because for this problem the question is to find the value of a. We arrived at the value of a without using this, so it doesn't matter. With this we can wind up the problem, right? Now look at the next question. Polynomial 2x square minus 3x plus 1 has zeros as alpha and beta. Now form a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 3 alpha and 3 beta. So they have given you a polynomial whose zeros are alpha and beta. They asked you to frame a polynomial whose zeros are 3 alpha and 3 beta. So as usual, first list out what is ABC and find alpha plus beta and alpha beta, right? Then you know how to form a quadratic polynomial if you know the zeros. How you will form? X square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots. But here in the place of sum of the roots, what we will write? 3 alpha plus 3 beta. In the product of the roots we will write 3 alpha into 3 beta, because here the zeros are 3 alpha and 3 beta, right? Now we will solve this problem. Yes, as I told you, first write what is a, b and c from the given polynomial. Then alpha plus beta is minus b by a, so it will become 3 by 2. Alpha beta is c by a, so it is 1 by 2. Now the required quadratic polynomial with 3 alpha and 3 beta as zeros. Don't get confused, they didn't ask you the polynomial with alpha and beta as zeros. 3 alpha and 3 beta as your zeros. So what it will be? X square minus sum of the roots. In the place of sum of the roots, I have written 3 alpha plus 3 beta. The product of the roots, 3 alpha into 3 beta. So from here I can take 3 as common, right? So you will get alpha plus beta into x. Here shall I take 3 as common? Don't get confused with the arithmetic operation addition and multiplication. With addition you can take common. With multiplication you cannot take common. 3 into alpha into 3 into beta, which means you have to multiply each and every term. So here 3 3s are 9 it will be, but here you can take 3 as common. So you will get alpha plus beta. Yes, don't forget the small things. With this only you will lose marks. These are all simple things you should know, right? So under multiplication operation you cannot take the common terms. You have to multiply. Under arithmetic operation plus you can take the common terms out. So now you got alpha plus beta and here we got alpha beta. What is the value of alpha plus beta? 3 by 2 from the question. And what is the value of alpha beta? Which is 1 by 2 from the question again. So multiply. 3 3s are 9 by 2x plus 9 by 2. That's it. It is enough if you stop with this. So this is the required quadratic polynomial with 3 alpha and 3 beta as your zeros. Right? See the next question. If 1 0 of the polynomial f of x is equals to 4x square minus 8kx plus 8x minus 9 is negative of the other, then find the zeros of kx square plus 3kx plus 2. May the question look odd or vague when you read it, but the solution behind it is very easy. So read the question once again. 1 0 of f of x is negative of the other, which means alpha, 1 0 is alpha, the other 0 we will denote it by beta. Beta is nothing but negative of the other, so which means beta is equals to minus alpha, right? So if one root is 1, the other root is minus 1, that's what they mean. 1 0 is negative of the other. What do they mean by this? If 1 0 is 2, the other 0 will be minus 2. Okay, so if you take 1 0 as alpha, the other 0 will be minus alpha. So using this relationship, find what is alpha plus beta and alpha beta and try to find the value of k. Then substitute the value of k in this polynomial so that we will get a quadratic polynomial. How to find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial? By splitting the middle term. We can get the zeros. That's it, right? Now let us see how we can solve this. Now let us see how we can solve this problem. So let the zeros of f of x be alpha and minus alpha. As usual, list out the values of a, b, c. While listing out, be careful. If you see the polynomial, we have two x terms. How many x terms? We have two x terms, minus 8kx plus 8. So how many other terms we have? All the coefficient of x will form the value of b. So here we have minus 8k and here we have plus 8. So minus 8k plus 8 will be the value for b. So I have taken minus 8 as common. So we will get k. Since minus 8 as common, this plus will become minus 1. So minus a into k minus 1 is the value for b and c is minus 9, a is 4. Now as usual, find what is alpha plus beta. Now alpha, in the place of beta I have replaced this as minus alpha because in the question it is given minus b by a. So alpha minus alpha will become 0. In the place of b, right, already one minus is there. So b value is minus 8 into a minus 1 divided by 4. Why it is 4? Because the a value is 4. If we bring 4 to the other side, 0 into 4 will become 0. Then this negative also we can leave. So minus, since we have 0 on the other side. If we have any other number, you have to bring that minus to the other side. So we have minus 8 into k minus 1, or else you can multiply this. Minus into minus will become plus. In the first step itself you can leave. It's your wish. Then minus 8k minus into minus plus 8 ones are 8. Now 8k is equals to 8. So we have simplified and found the value of k. After finding the value of k, you have to substitute in the given polynomial because our aim is to find the zeros of this polynomial only, right? So I have substituted the value of k in the given polynomial. In the place of k, you should replace it with 1. 1 into x square plus 3 into 1 into x plus 2. Now we obtained the new quadratic polynomial. We know how to factorize this new quadratic polynomial, right? Splitting the middle term. So split the middle term and find the zeros. So the zeros are minus 2 and minus 1, right? So far we have solved nearly 6 problems, and in all the 6 problems the procedure is same. They have given you some relation or the other between the zeros of the given polynomial and they asked you to find some other relation. So our procedure is same. First step, list out the values of a, b, c. Second step, find what is sum of the roots. Third step, find what is product of the roots. Then you try to apply the known value with the value which you need to find. That's it. You can arrive at the answer. Yes? Okay students, so with this we will wind up the class. I will give few more additional problems of the same kind. I will post it in the group as homework. Complete it and post the pictures in the group again. In the next class, we will move on to the next chapter. Thank you students.